The brutal truth is that the Moonswatch is overpriced and underspec'd. There, I said it. So what should you buy instead? Well, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? The Bulova Lunar Pilot is one hell of a watch. Yes, it's big and certainly makes a statement, but it's kind of the point. And for around the same price as a Moonswatch, or if not a little bit more, you can get a piece of history on your wrist with actual lunar credentials, with a quartz movement that is genuinely impressive. Now, you can still pick this watch up online from most retailers. In fact, if you're in the UK, I would recommend going to Jura Watches, First Class Watches, or Beaverbrook's if you're looking for a brick and mortar store. Having shopped at all three of those in the past, I can attest to the great customer service that they have. This isn't paid or endorsed by them in any way. However, if you are looking for a purely online experience, I have links to Amazon and eBay, and I'll put them affiliated below. So, I think if we're being honest here, this watch is demonstrably better than the Moonswatch in every way. Yes, it's big, but they are releasing a slightly smaller version in a few months' time. That should also prove to drive down the price of the original models already on the marketplace today. The current specifications for this watch is 45mm in diameter, 13.5mm thickness, and 52mm lug to lug, and comes on a choice of either leather band, a nylon strap, or bracelet. However, with the lugs being 20mm, you can easily swap this one out, and I found that the perfect strap for me has all the appearances of a NATO strap but without the extra height. In fact, it was a Velcro nylon strap. Apart from all of this, the other aspects that you need to know with this watch is that it comes with flat top hat sapphire crystal, 316L stainless steel with a bead blasted case, 50 meters of water resistance, lume on the dial and hands, admittedly not great, but it's still there. And you know I've mentioned it a few times on my channel before, but the quartz movement for this watch is simply out of this world. Pun definitely intended. So that watch is powered by a 262 kilohertz high performance quartz movement with an accuracy of plus or minus 10 seconds per year. Now, could you say that about any other quartz movements, not just from Swatch itself, but from the group as a whole? This really is Quartz 2.0. Okay, so one area is admittedly objective, and if that would be the case, it's going to be the dials and hands. If I could give one plus point to Omega, it is the Moonswatch designs are particularly nice, especially in my opinion the missions to Pluto, which I owned, and the mission to Saturn as well. However, the simple utilitarian sporty look of the Bulova makes all the difference to me. The white markers on the hands are so legible, and the subdials are also really clear, which makes sense when you consider what this watch was originally intended for. Of course, to finish off, we need to be realistic with what will fit on the wrist, but contrary to popular belief, I genuinely think the Bulova on most 7-inch wrists and bigger will not look out of place. There is such a thing as making a statement, and I believe this watch is made for it. It can't be as subtle as an Explorer, or in my case the Hamilton Khaki Field automatic, because it's not the kind of watch that it is. I genuinely believe that some watches are just made to be big, and it really shouldn't be any other way at all. So overall, I've been somewhat vocal about how disappointing the Moonswatch has been. I've definitely been less vocal than other YouTubers, and I haven't reacted on the day like others did, only to later change their minds once realising that the quality of this watch is just bad, plain and simple. After all, that's why I waited almost 4 months before buying this watch and making this video. I wanted to be sure that I was saying something that would hold up long term, and despite not jumping on the immediate hype train for the likes and the views, and posting almost a year later so I wouldn't have to face the consequences of having to retract my statement, I think I made the right choice. The mission to Pluto is no longer in my collection, but the Bulova Lunar Pilot is, and that really isn't going anywhere. If you found value in this video, please leave it a like. If you want to see more of this type of content, please subscribe. Links to my Amazon store and the affiliate links on the Lunar Pilot are going to be below, so please give them a look. Stay safe everyone, and I will see you all in a future video.